Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kanvandam Aravindanalayatapsham Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddhasundarangam Kandar Agom Ikamaniya Vishesha Shobham
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Andani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Nitai, Shishi Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Shri Prabhupada, and all the assembled devotees. Sankirtan score report for Friday, 18th of March. Nitin Chauhan Prabhu, 1 small, 7 big, 3 mahabig, for 13.25 book points. Mahalakshmi Mataji, 1 Bhagavatam set for 72 book points. And Dvija Pitambar, 5 Chaitanya Charitamrita set for 180 book points. Preaching score, Adi Chaibar 70 guests for 847 Lakshmi points. Gopal's 176 guests for 2,117 Lakshmi points. And Crossways 250 guests for 2,338 Lakshmi points. Lakshmi liberated Nitin Chauhan Po 114, Mahalakshmi Matari 300, Vijay Pitambar 1000, member services 27,684. That gives the daily total of 29,098 Lakshmi points and the weekly total of 36,677 Lakshmi points. Sankirtan Yagya ki jai, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevalabha Kati Sadma. Bandhamui Savadana Mate Ramui Savadana Mate Bandhamui Savadana Mate Oi Savadana Mate Jahara Prasade Bai E Bhavatoriya Jahai Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Prapti Hoy Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Prapti Hoy Jaha Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chitete Koriya Kya Mukha Harana Kori Ho Mane Asha Harana kori ho mane asha kori ho mane Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Charane Rati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Je Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Pure Sarva Chakudan dilo je Janme Janme Prabhu se Chakudan dilo je Janme Janme Chakudan dilo je Janme Janme Prabhu se Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinashayate Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinashayate Vedega Jahara Charito Jahara Charito Vedega Jahara Charito Jahara Charito Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu Lokana Lokira Jivana Lokana Lokira Jivana Jivana Aha Prabhu Gorodaya Deho More Pada Chaya Gorodaya Deho More Pada Chaya Aha Prabhu Gorodaya Deho More Pada Chaya Ebe jas gusto de buvana Ebe jas gusto de buvana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Srila Prabhupada Loila Sharana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Vishnupadaya Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Radha Balabha, Radha Balabha Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Balabha, Radha Balabha Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. Jai Vishwapad Paramhamsa Parijikacharya Stuta Shatashri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki. Jai Vishwapad Paramhamsa Parijikacharya Stuta Shatashri Śrīmad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur Ki. प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासति गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
heavy. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari 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 Jaya Yasodha Nandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana 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 Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari 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 Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashoda Jaya Vrajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Gauranitai Jaya, Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath Swami, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Jagannath Swami, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra, Jagannatha Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhava tumhe, 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 Jaya Radha, Vallabha Radha, Vallabha Shri Radhe, Jaya Radha, Vallabha Radha, Vallabha Shri Radhe, Jaya Radha, Vallabha Radha, Vallabha Shri Radhe, Jaya Radha, Vallabha Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe, Jaya Narasimha De, 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 Narasimha De, Narasimha De, Jaya Narasimha De, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Guru Deva, 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 Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Shri Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantharath Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So today we'll just have the prayers and we'll read Bhagavatam. So mostly it will go till 8:30, 8:45, and then we'll have prasadam. Okay? So that's the program. Jai. Om Ajnanathimiranthasya Jnananjanasalakaya Sakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanyam Manobishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Datati Swapatantikam. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripanamaham vande Shri Gurum dhinatarinam paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet. Shinvatam swakata Krishna punyasravana kirtanam hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidhinoti suhritsatam nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 6, chapter number 4. The title of the chapter is Hamsa Guhya, the Hamsa Guhya prayers. Text number 47. Aham yevasam evagre nanya kinchantaram bahihi samjnana matram avyaktam prasuptam iva viswataha. Aham yevasam evagre aham yevasam evagre nanyat kinchantaram bahihi nanyat kinchantaram bahihi samjnana matram avyaktam samjnana batram avyaktam prasuptam iva vishwataha prasuptam iva vishwataha. Aham evasam evagre nanyat kinchantaram bahihi samjnana matram avyaktam prasuptam iva vishwataha. Aham evasam evagre nanyat kinchantaram bahihi samjnana matram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham eva samevagre. Samjnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham eva samevagre nanyat kinchantam bahi samjnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham eva samevagre nanyat kinchantam bahi Jnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham eva samevagre nanyat kinchantaram bahi samjnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Mataji's. Aham eva samevagre nanyat kinchantaram bahi samjnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham eva samevagre nanyat kinchantaram bahi samjnanamatram avyaktam prasoptam iva vishwatah. Aham, I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, eva, only, asam, was, eva, certainly, agre, in the beginning, before the creation, na, not, anyat, other, kincha, anything, antaram, besides me, bahihi, external. Since the cosmic manifestation is external to the spiritual world, the spiritual world existed when there was no material world. Samjnana matram, only the consciousness of the living entities. Avyaktam, unmanifested. Prasuptam, sleeping. Iva, like. Vishwataha, all over. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Before the creation of this cosmic manifestation, I alone existed with my specific spiritual potencies. Consciousness was then unmanifested, just as one's consciousness is unmanifested during the time of sleep. So what every day, this is what we do. Some of the newcomers, we just read one sloka, and then we read the purport, and then we discuss about half an hour or 45 minutes. So I just draw your attention, if you can listen to the purport a little bit carefully. What I want every time, this is like you are investing your time, about an hour's time. Okay, so I just want to have some return on investment. Everybody talking about return on investment. Whatever time you are investing, I just want to get the best benefit out of that. Okay, so it's not like somewhere something is happening, so say when this is going to finish, that's also, that's fine, no problem. But it will finish, eventually it will finish. But I want you to give some attention so that Prabhupada's words are there. So if you can, just even anybody can remember one point out of this, then at least we can discuss. Every time, instead of me talking all the time, at least you can also say, oh, I have understood something from here, or one point, or even one line, or one word you understood also, you can say your realization. So that will be beneficial actually. So it's like wherever you go, you always do a takeaway. No? Like the takeaway concept is there. No? Like you go to a feast, you do a takeaway. Same way when you come to a class, Bhagavatam class or Bhagavad Gita class, you do a takeaway also. You just don't go away like that. You want to take away something. What is the takeaway? At least one principle or one point or even one sentence you can take away, and then that will make your life perfect actually. One point in one sentence of this will make. Because it's not my word, it's Krishna's words, Prabhupada's words. Okay. So thank you very much for your attention. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word aham indicates a person. So children also can remember. Okay? These are all small sentences only. The word aham indicates a person. As explained in the Vedas, nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. The Lord is the supreme eternal among innumerable eternals and the supreme living being among the innumerable living beings. The Lord is a person. The Lord is a person who has impersonal features. Who has impersonal features, as stated in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 1.2.11. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabdhyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. Consideration of the Paramatma and impersonal Brahman arose after the creation. Before the creation, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead existed. As firmly declared in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, the Lord can be understood only by Bhakti Yoga. The Lord can be understood only by Bhakti Yoga. The ultimate cause, the supreme cause of creation is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can be understood only by Bhakti Yoga. He cannot be understood by the speculative philosophical research or by meditation, since all such processes came into existence after the material creation. The impersonal and localized conception of the Supreme Lord are more or less materially contaminated. The real spiritual process is therefore is Bhakti Yoga. As the Lord says, Bhaktya mam api jananti. Only by devotional service can I be understood. Before the creation, the Lord existed as a person, as indicated here by the word aham. When Prajapati Daksha saw him as a person who was beautifully dressed and ornamented, he actually experienced the meaning of this word aham through devotional service. Each person is eternal because the Lord says that he existed as a person before the creation, agre, and will also exist after the annihilation. The Lord is a person eternally. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur therefore quotes these verses from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 10.9, 13 to 14. Na chantar na bahiryasya na purvam na api echaparam purvaparam bahishantar jagato va jagatyaham tam matavatmajam avyaktam martyalingyam atokshajam gopikolukale damna bhavanda prakritam yata. The personality of Godhead appeared in Vrindavan as the son of Mother Yashoda, who bound the Lord with a rope, just as an ordinary mother binds a material child. There are actually no divisions of external, internal for the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such it Ananda Vigraha. But when he appears in his own form, the unintelligent think him an ordinary person. Avajananti mam muda manushim tanum asrita. Although he comes in his own body, which never changes, Mudas, the unintelligent, think that the impersonal Brahman has assumed a material body to come into the form of a person. Ordinary living beings assume material bodies, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not. Since the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Consciousness, it is stated here that Samjnana Matram, the original consciousness, Krishna consciousness, was unmanifested before the creation, although the consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of everything. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 2.12, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Thus, the Lord's person is absolute truth in the past, present, and future. In this regard, Madhvacharya quotes 2 verses from Matsya Purana. Nana varno haristveko bahusirsha bhujo rupati rupai asillayetat anyattu sukshma rupam shriyam vina asupta supta ivacha miliktoso bhavadhari anyantarantarat vishnau srischa lineva katyate. I'm not expecting you to remember all the sloka, by the way. Sukshmatvena harau sthana linam anyat apishyate. After the annihilation of everything, the Supreme Lord, because of his Satchitananda Vigraha, remains in his original form. But since the other living entities have material bodies, the matter merges into matter, and the subtle form of the spirit soul remains within the body of the Lord. The Lord does not sleep, but the ordinary living entities remain asleep until the next creation. An unintelligent person thinks that the opulence of the Supreme Lord is non-existence after the annihilation, but that is not a fact. The opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead remains as it is in the spiritual world. Only in the material world is everything dissolved. Brahma Lina, merging into the Supreme Brahman, is not actual Lina or annihilation, for the subtle form remaining in the Brahman effulgence will return to the material world after the material creation and again assume a material form. This is described as bhutva bhutva praliyate. When the material body is annihilated, the spirit soul remains in a subtle form which later assumes another material body. This is true for the conditioned souls, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead remains eternally in his original consciousness and spiritual body. So now the question. Did we understand anything? Even one sentence, one word, anything you understood? Anyone, doesn't matter. I'm just, yes? Even one sentence is okay. Just
There's one line which says the Lord is the person.
person. Yeah. Lord.
He worship the personal form, not the impersonal.
Yes, correct. Very good. It's a great understanding. Yeah. Anybody else? Anyone? Doesn't matter. Whatever you, because see, everybody has the capacity, like that attention capacity. Sometimes we may remember everything. Sometimes we may not remember anything. That's not a problem. The exercise is not for that. Exercise is like whether even if you don't remember, I'm going to repeat it. Okay, so anyway, you have to put up with it another 45 minutes anyway. Yes. Yes. Yes, correct, that's all. That's good. Because that's what we are going to discuss actually. Because we have a form and Lord also has a form. So what is the difference between Lord's form or my form? So all these things we are going to discuss that. Yes. Anything else? Krishna existed. Yes, very important point. Very, very important. This point is very important because Krishna existed even before the, yes, spiritual world. There are two worlds. All we are going to discuss that. There are two worlds, two bodies, two situations, everything we can discuss. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Anything else? Yes, this is many times it is mentioned. Bhakti yoga is the process. Bhakti yoga is the process to attain understand the personal feature of the Lord. Yes, very important, very wonderful point. Yeah. Yes. Yes, correct. We are going to, I think you all should give class. I should sit here and I should sit there. Because these are all the points I was thinking, and then you are all mentioning that. Then what is me saying? I don't have to say anything. That's a trick actually, because I was thinking, I was running out of points. I thought maybe I'll ask all of you. So you are giving me points. So based on your points only, I'm giving my class actually. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. You had to say something? Yes, speculation process. Yeah. After the creation. Yes. Yes. Very good. See this? Very interesting actually. I never thought maybe one Prabhu or one Mataji will give one answer, but everybody is contributing actually. Yes, this is wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, very nice point. Very important point actually, because bhakti process is eternal. Your speculative process or the meditation process will come later. Bhakti, you can sit anywhere, sir. No problem. You can sit there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bhakti process is an eternal process. Bhakti is, Bhagavan is there, automatically bhakti is there. Bhagavan, bhakti, bhakta is also there. So automatically it's there. Yeah. Anything else? I think you have covered so many points. Anything anybody missed out? I think you have a very big attention span actually. your big memory actually. So many GBs are there. Yes. Yes. Features, yeah. Good, wonderful. Thank you very much. Thanks for your kindness and remembering that, because this is like, these points will keep on lingering in you, should keep on lingering in our mind, because these things are going to come with us actually. So we just, because most of the devotees, we just repeat some of the basics. We have body, we have this body. The body is made up of what? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. This body is made up of. We have this body. This body is called material body. We all know that. This body is a material body. We have another body also. Does anyone know? We have another body. Subtle body. Subtle body is also that. We have a subtle body. So what is that subtle body? Subtle body is made up of three things. Manas, buddhi, ahankar. Mind, intelligence and false ego. The mind, intelligence and false ego. We have a gross body and we have a subtle body. I'm talking about us actually. I'm talking about us. We have a mind, intelligence and false ego is a subtle body, and we have a gross body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. These are 5 elements. These are all documented in Bhagavad Gita. I'm not saying something out of the this thing, ether. No. It's all there, Bhagavad Gita, in the 7th chapter. Bhumirapo nalova yur gammano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyam me bhinna prakritir ashtata. Everything is there. All these details are there in Bhagavad Gita. It's not like actually, as a matter of fact, we don't quote anything without reference actually. We should not. If you go to the court, I think like that, perhaps it may be like that, maybe it may be. No. We have to have a solid reference, then only we talk. Otherwise, there's no point in talking only. So, there says we have 2 bodies. We have a gross body and we have a subtle body. Okay, and this gross body, can this continue forever? Anyone? Can continue? Cycle. What will happen? Gross body, when the gross body, what will happen to the gross body? After, different ways. All the different elements in this body get merged into the different elements in the universe. Okay. So then what will happen to the subtle body then? Yeah. So the subtle body will go and catch up with another. Normally we have a catch up. We have to catch up with somebody. So same way, this catch up business. Because whatever activities we performed in this lifetime, that's called karma. Whatever activities we perform in this lifetime, accordingly, this subtle body will carry to the next body. So another gross body will get. Depending on whatever activities you perform, you get a different gross body. The subtle body remains the same. Subtle body remains the same. Okay. So this is called death. What death means, the soul leaves this body. We are Atma. The body is there. We are gross body, subtle body. But in addition to that, we are not the body. We are spirit soul, Atma. So the Atma leaves this body, that is called death. At the time of death, what happens? The soul leaves this body and looks for another body. The subtle body carries that. Mind, intelligence and false ego. All the activities, all the impressions, everything you have put in that, everything is there in the subtle body. This subtle body. So this is called a transmigration of the soul. Transmigration of the soul. People migrate, migration, that's a migration. Transmigration of the soul from one body to another body. So when the soul transmigrates from one body to another body, what kind of body you get is depending on whatever activities you have performed in this lifetime. Accordingly, you get a suitable body. For example, you want to get a car. So, depending on whatever your savings are, accordingly you can get a car. Whether you get a $1,000 car, you get a $10,000 car, you get a $100,000 car, whatever you get, depending on whatever savings you have, whatever you have accumulated, whatever you have acquired in this lifetime, accordingly you get. The same way, whatever activities we have performed in this lifetime, accordingly we get a suitable body. If I have performed all pious activities in my body, then I can get a suitable body in the next life. Karma, that's called karma. If I perform all sinful activities only in this lifetime, then accordingly I get some sinful body, some body which is not very suitable, not very pleasurable. And if I have performed, again having said that, if I have performed all pure devotional activities, bhakti activities only in this lifetime, what will happen? What will happen? Go back to the spiritual one. Because, see, this material world means there is a cycle of birth and death. Birth and death. Birth and death is there. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jatare sayanam. This will continue. Again and again, taking birth, again. The cycle continues. But a person, if he is engaged in devotional service, in bhakti activities, then what will happen is like he will perform bhakti throughout his lifetime. So then he does not have any punya, he does not any papa. So he does not have to return to this material world. Then he goes back to the spiritual world. Spiritual world is a world where there is no more. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, na tad bhasayate suryo, na sasanko, na pavakaha, yadgatva na nivartante, tadhama paramam mama. You come back to my spiritual world. There is no need of sun, no need of moon, no need of electricity, no need of assignment, no need of job. Don't have to file your tax returns, nothing. All these problems are, one stroke you sort out everything actually. Yadgatva na nivartante, tadhama paramam mama. Krishna says, you come back to my abode. What are you doing here? I am giving you the key for the Vaikuntha. You are waiting for the key in the real estate agent for one-bedroom apartment, actually. Krishna is giving the key for the Vaikuntha Dham. You come back and you live with me happily, enjoy life. And we are very busy engaging in getting some temporary situation here. No? This is our problem, actually. But again, we have to live somewhere. I'm not saying like leave the house and leave the place and go away or something. Yeah, you have to live somewhere. You have to live comfortably, eat properly, do something. So, but this is the process. The bhakti process is the way how we have a body, the material body, we have a gross body, we have a subtle body. The Atma is just, we have to carry the Atma back to the spiritual world. So, this is like a background. So, because sometimes, like if you don't have the background, then keep on talking about something. What this fellow is keep on talking. Like, so at least I just want to give a background. Then now we can, now only class start. You think the class is finished, now only it's starting actually. Because this is like a background. You have to have a background, then only will at least make some sense. Like, so now we'll come back to today's class actually. So, Srila Prabhupada says the word aham indicates a person. We all know that some other Prabhus mentioned. Aham is a person. You are a person, I am a person, she is a person. Everybody is a person here. Nobody is impersonal. And Prabhu mentioned, like if I have to give something, give a garland or something, I can just give it to the person. If I have to give a garland to the imperson, how can I give a garland actually? I can't do anything. I can't do any service to the imperson. It's very difficult actually. So Prabhupada says in the purport, the word aham indicates a person as explained, nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. Because we are persons and Krishna, that Krishna is also a person. But there is a bit of difference actually. The person, we are also person, he is also person, but his personality is Satchitananda Vigraha. Satchit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, Ananda means bliss. Satchit Ananda. That's why most of the time you heard this word, no? Like especially nowadays it is in the music, cinema, drama, everywhere this is Satchit Ananda, Satchit Ananda. Even the bhajans also this Satchit Ananda will come. If you go to any bhajan also, Satchit Ananda. What is the Satchit Ananda? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means eternal, Chit means knowledge, Ananda means bliss. So Krishna is reservoir of Sat Chit Ananda. Everything to the highest degree. We are also a little bit a small sample. We are also a sample of Satchitananda only. We are also sample because we are also Satchitananda to some degree. But now our situation is we are a little bit covered by the material nature, covered by Maya. So that now we are thinking like we are this body, I am the enjoyer, I am doing this, blah, blah, blah. So we are doing all these things here. So when this is what he is saying. Krishna is Satchitananda Vigraha. He's a Vigraha. He's like a Vigraha means when you say Vigraha, there is a form. Like when you say Krishna here, Sham Sundar form. Krishna is a Shama Sundar. Shama Sundar is like, it's not like a Sham Sundar is like just some one homogeneous cloud or something. Krishna has the feature also. Krishna has an impersonal feature. Krishna has a personal feature also. Krishna is situated as a Paramatma, in the heart of all the living entities. Also, that feature is also there. So, Krishna says that. And here, the Lord is a person who has also impersonal features. Lord has, you have an impersonal feature. Srila Prabhupada gives a nice example. Like we know the businessmen, Tata or Birla or whoever it is. So they have businessmen. So the industry, Tata, is all running under his influence. You go to his factory, everything is happening in the Tata's name. But you go into one room, you may not find Tata there. The Tata may be sitting in his executive chamber or whatever, he may be sitting there. But on his order, everything is happening. All these different transactions, different arrangements, everything is happening. But you can't go and find Tata. But it is Tata's energy working through all these things. Same way, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is there in the spiritual world. Not only spiritual world, he is everywhere. Antantarashtam, Paramanu, Chayantarashtam. Even in the atom also he is there. Krishna is there. Krishna is there here. Everywhere Krishna is there. And Krishna's energy, everything is moving. So you just, on that level, you see only the energy. That level you can see. And you see in the other level, so you can see, Hare Krishna, please come and sit. Yeah, you see the other level, and Krishna. Personally also Krishna is present here. Krishna is there personally, accepting the service. Because as Prabhu mentioned, it is very difficult to meditate on impersonal. We have a body, and then very easy to meditate in a bodily feature. In the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it says, Klesho adigatarastesham avyakta chakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkam dehavad bir avapyate. Because we have deha, and it is easy to remember, or easy to relate something with deha. It is easy. Correct? Yesterday we did Abhishek for Shishi Gornitai. We did all this Salankara, everything we did. So, because it's a conception, we have a body. But one thing we have to remember, my body and Krishna's body is not one and the same. At the time of death, I have to leave this gross body, and then the subtle body goes to the next body. But Krishna's body is completely different. Krishna's body is spiritual body. In the Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, there was a conversation. There is a conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. It's very interesting. Arjuna is, Krishna is saying, I have spoken this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan, and I spoke all these things. So Arjuna, Lord Krishna is speaking. So Arjuna is asking this question. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed the signs to him? So this is like, the question is, Lord Krishna spoke. And then Arjuna is asking, you are like we are like a same age group. Na? Arjuna and Krishna is in the same age group. How do I understand that you spoke this knowledge to sun god? For example, like this is like if somebody says, somebody comes, yeah, I was speaking about this thing to that person, who is like maybe millions of years old, that person. How do I understand that? So people may wonder, hi, Arjuna is a devotee, he does not have a faith or something? No, he is setting an example and he is showing how to ask questions. He is asking a question, he is saying, how do I understand? He is not saying, Krishna, you are bluffing, you are telling lies or something. No, Krishna, he doesn't say like that. He is asking, there is some problem in my understanding. I am not able to understand. He is not putting the blame on Krishna. Krishna, you are talking something which is beyond this thing. But I am not able to. What you are saying is right. He is absolute truth. Param Satyam. Krishna is Param Satyam. Whatever Krishna says cannot be wrong. We all know the story. When Aswathama was going to be killed, at that time, we all know Mahabharata. Aswathama cannot be killed like that. And Dronacharya has to be killed. So at that time, what happened? It was becoming very, very tight. And then Krishna says, okay, this is because sometimes you have to, they are playing a very evil game. So we have to trick them also. Krishna knows all these things. So he says, now you have to tell how to kill this Dronacharya. It's not possible. So Dronacharya, then he says, Dronacharya was very much attached to Aswathama. When Aswathama says Aswathama dies or something, Dronacharya will become completely dejected and he will go out of the battlefield and then he can finish him off or something. So at that time, Krishna devised a plan. Asked Bhima to kill an elephant. That elephant's name is also Aswathama. So then at that time, then not any Tom, Dick and Harry goes and tells Dronacharya, he's not going to listen. He will know. So he asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, now you go. Who is Yudhishthira Maharaj? Yudhishthira Maharaj is like Dharmaraj. Only truth will come out of him, nothing else. So he goes and he says, Aswathama hataha. Aswathama hataha kunjaraha. Because this is last thing is Aswathama hataha kunjaraha. Because when the kunjaraha comes, they put all this tara, tapat, everything, that whole sound, and that kunjaraha went out of this thing only. So when Dronacharya heard Aswathama hataha, so now you may say, what is lie? Whether it's a lie, Aswathama hataha, that is correct. Aswathama hataha kunjaraha. So we have to see, but now why Krishna has to do this way? Because they involved themselves, they killed so many things, they killed Abhimanyu. See, if you do all the adharmic activity, then don't think that, okay, you will get all the dharma will come to you. Because if you do something evil, then you have to face the evil also. So again, what I'm trying to say is, whatever Krishna says, that is truth only, absolute truth. Krishna cannot say anything which is not truth, absolute truth. So this is what the point we were discussing was, how Krishna is is a supreme person. And Arjuna is asking that question. So Krishna is explaining what is a bahunime vetitani tan janmani tavasarjuna taniham sarva vetani natvam veta parantapa. So he's saying, both you and me have taken many, many births. I remember all of them, but you do not remember. Krishna says. Bahunime vetitani janmani tavasarjuna taniham sarva vetani natvam veta parantava. Even though you are a chastiser of the enemy, you are a great warrior, you have all these big, big things, but you don't remember. You don't remember. Because when the body, the soul leaves this body, goes to the next body, we don't know what has happened in the previous body. Leave alone previous body, this body only. Yesterday, what I did, I don't even remember. I remember yesterday we had prasadam. That is easy to remember. We had nice prasadam there, everything was there, pakoda, sabji, everything was there. That we can remember. But day before yesterday, what did you do? You remember? Very difficult actually. We can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember also. Do not worry. But that is our situation. But Krishna says, we have taken many, many births. I remember all of them, but you do not remember. How Krishna is able to remember everything happened in the previous birth? Well, we are not able to remember. Because Krishna does not change his body. Krishna's body is spiritual, and that is why called Sachitananda Vigraha in the full. So he does not have to change body like us. And his body is not like our body, which is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Nothing. He's Krishna's body, Krishna's soul, Krishna's everything is same only. There is no difference between Krishna's body, external, internal, there is no difference. So that if we understand, then Krishna's body is eternal. And we also, Krishna is also recommending us, you also get your eternal body, you also come back to me. Why are you doing with this material body, going through the birth, death, disease, old age? This cycle we are going through. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Birth, death, disease, old age. Somebody, Prabhu is looking for someone. He said, yeah, okay, that's all right. So what Krishna is asking, Krishna is actually, he is like a pleading. What are you doing here? Come back to me. So this is the whole idea. So Krishna's body, we have understood Krishna's body is spiritual. Our body is also, we also have a spiritual body, but currently the spiritual body is like it's in a kind of a covered state. When that is why the process of uncovering that is bhakti. The process of uncovering this spiritual body and then establishing the connection with Krishna, that is called bhakti. So bhakti is not something very completely different. We all do bhakti. We all appreciate. We all do. See, sometimes we go and see the mountain. Go to Mount Buller, we appreciate. We go some other natural scenic place, we appreciate. Correct? We all appreciate that. Correct? Nobody goes and cursing the Mount Buller. Oh, it's like that, like that. Everybody appreciates that. What do they appreciate? They appreciate nature. So go one level next. Who created this nature? Whose nature is that? It's not my nature. I didn't create that. It is Krishna's nature. Krishna has kindly created everything for our enjoyment. That is why he says, Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. Krishna has created everything for our benefit so that we can live here comfortably and at the end of the life we can go back to Krishna. We have come to this material world anyway. Having come here, that is why we have to perfect the life. That is why the process given by the Acharyas, given by Lord Krishna, is somehow or other we engage our activities. Engage our activities in remembering Krishna, doing some seva for Krishna, doing activities which are in the favorable to Krishna consciousness. Then, at the end of the life, we don't have to take birth again into this material world. So that is that's why the bhakti process gives that facility. Otherwise, again, you may be a millionaire here in this lifetime. Again, after this death, then you have to take birth again. What is the guarantee that again you become a millionaire? There is no guarantee. No guarantee. You may become a millionaire if you have performed all the pious activities. If you have not performed pious activity, again you become another pauper also. You have to start from the scratch one. That's like a beginning only you have to start again. So we have to be careful. So Krishna says that, and also Prabhupada says in the purport, as firmly declared in Bhagavad Gita 18.55, the Lord can be understood only by Bhakti Yoga. This Bhakti Yoga process is the only process of, because other processes are there. We are not here to debate on like a Jnana Yoga. But as Prabhu mentioned, the Bhakti Yoga process is eternally there. But the Jnana and other processes have to come back. Once after the creation only, it comes. You have a question? Yeah, only process. Because see, we are not saying that this is one of the process, but other process also. Actually, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam mentioned there are many processes are there. Okay, many processes are there depending on different situations. But the prescription for this yuga, because if you go to a medical shop, so many medicines are there. I give one medicine I want to take. Like it doesn't work like that. You have some particular ailment and you have to go to the GP or whatever, and then they will give a particular prescription and you could get some particular medicine and you have to administer that medicine. Same way, yes, there are other processes are there, but those processes are not as effective as the bhakti process like here. Because the previous yugas, people are doing meditation, people were doing that process, this process, big yajna, big havan, all these processes were there. Even now it is there, but the process is like now, 5 minutes you are not able to meditate. How can you sit in the yajna or the fire sacrifice for a couple of months? Assuming I ask you to perform Aswamedha yajna, then you will faint there only. If I give a list of items you need for Aswamedha yagya, I give it to you, then you will say, throw it away. No, I don't want to do all of that. How much time it will take, how much money it will cost, and there is no qualified this thing. So, but the benefit of Bhakti Yoga, or especially more importantly, chanting of the names of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This benefit is equivalent to or even better than all other processes. What you used to get by performing big avan, big meditation, big yaha, homa, everything, all these things can be done just by chanting the Mahamantra. You may wonder how it is possible. How it is possible, how this can be done so easily? I'll give an example. For example, you all have studied in the university and colleges, everything you have studied, in the schools also. Sometimes the question paper in the exam, the question paper becomes very difficult. Have you experienced that? I think especially the elders would have experienced it. Question paper becomes very difficult actually. What will happen when the question paper becomes very difficult? What will you do? What the students will do? You don't know all these things. So no, you're not had to go to this thing. Yeah, what will happen? Anyone? What will the question paper becomes very difficult? What? Sorry? Throw in the bin. Yeah, that's good. I think here they can do that. But India, things are a little bit different actually. When they will go to the university, they will go to the professor. Sir, the question paper is very difficult. We should do something. Okay. So the professor also will think the question paper is very difficult, everybody will fail. Then the government will think what this professor is teaching. This fellow is not teaching anything only. That is why we have to do something. Everybody is worried actually. So then say, when the question paper is very tough, what we should do is the correction should be a little bit lenient. Oh, this person, A plus B, yes. Oh, at least he has understood some basic principle. Now he is putting a line. Oh, he has understood how to draw a line or something. Oh, that at least geometry is covered. So line he is able to put, or he is able to write his name. So that is half of the thing is covered. Like this, grace. That fellow slowly will pass actually. So Kali Yuga situation is like that only. Kali Yuga situation, manda sumanda madayo, manda bhagya hi upadhrita. We are almost disturbed, quarrelsome, always no luck, nothing is there. So what will happen? Very difficult to make spiritual advancement. Very difficult to understand God. Very difficult to make any tangible advancement. So that is why Krishna has made the process also a little bit easier. I'm not making it. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, all the sages are saying in the Khaler dosha nidhe rajan astihi eka mahan gunaha kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vraje. The Kali Yuga is an ocean of falls. We all know there are so many problems here, problems there, that problem, this problem, war problem, pandemic problem, so many problems are there, correct? Kali Yuga is not an ordinary thing. So many problems are there. So many problems are there. But there's only one good quality in Kali Yuga. Even though so many problems are there, the good quality in Kali Yuga is by chanting the holy names of Lord Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Kirtanat eva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vraje. By just remembering Krishna, chanting Krishna's holy name, we can get liberated from all these things. Why? Because when the question paper is tough, the evaluation becomes a little bit lenient. See, the Krishna knows that. Kali Yuga citizens are very difficult actually. Manda sumanda. We have a very low memory, low this thing. Phone memory is high, but our memory is low. You have phone 120, but what is your memory? You don't even remember your mobile number only. That also you have to look in the address book only. So this is our problem. So that is why it's God's mercy, grace, the grace mark, the grace mark, the same grace, Krishna's grace is there. That is why he wants to give this process. So Prabhupada says here, Bhakti process, the ultimate cause, the supreme cause of creation is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who can be understood only by Bhakti Yoga. He cannot be understood by speculative philosophical research or by meditation, since all such processes came into existence after the material creation. So this process helps, especially for the Kali Yuga, especially the citizens of Kali Yuga, where they can also engage in these activities and they can perfect their life. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Asking you to, well, there was one Rishi, Valmiki, he meditated 60,000 years. First of all, we won't live that much only. 60 years only, big circus only. 50, 60 years you live, that is considered like a big circus. But 60,000 years, what is possible? Not possible. And then he meditated and finally held Rama Darshan. But not possible for us actually. So for us, that is why this easy process is recommended. And Prabhupada says, the real spiritual process, therefore, is Bhakti Yoga. As Lord says, Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Abhijanati means only by Bhakti can I be understood. We can understand Krishna only by Bhakti. Not by this, not by that, not by... Because it's like it's a complete dependence on the Lord is there. Because when you do your other Ashtanga Yoga, other meditation, other speculation, all these things, you depend on, not directly depend on the Lord. You have depend on something else. You perform your breathing or your meditation, this or that. But bhakti process is like a bhakti completely dependent on the Lord. Like a child. The child is dependent on the mother. The child doesn't care. No? Like even though so many things happen, the child is like, my mother is protecting me. That's it. Same way, when the bhakti process is like the devotee depends on the Lord. Complete dependence. That is what one needed. That is a complete dependence on the Lord. If there is complete dependence on the Lord, then Krishna also says, this fellow doesn't have anything anywhere else to go, nobody else to protect him, I only have to protect him. But what happened now? Sometimes we also come to God, like, Krishna, please, I have, this is covered, that is covered, the insurance is there, that bank balance is there, everything is arranged by, just in case anything fails, Krishna, you also please look after. No? But how will you feel if somebody comes to you? I have tried all of that, but anyway, just keeping you as a, what is that? Backup. You feel very annoyed, like you are just feeling backup. You are not dependent on me. But when say Krishna, I don't care. I don't have anyone. Anath. I don't have anyone. No nada. But Krishna, if somebody depends on Krishna only, or then surrenders to him, Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Krishna says, Krishna doesn't say, okay, a little bit, 5% here, 2% here, 3% here. No, it doesn't work like that. Krishna wants. Mamekam Saranam Vraja. Aham tam sarva papebhyo moksha isyami maso. If you do that, then I will take you back. Whatever you have done, Krishna can kind of indemnify you from all these things, whatever things you have done. It's not like just, okay, I have now indemnified everything, again tomorrow I will start again. No, not that type of thing. Because when you surrender to Krishna, that means you completely give up all this materialistic way of life and then follow the process given by the Acharyas of Krishna. So, Prabhupada continues that each person is eternal because the Lord says he existed as a person before the creation and will also exist after the annihilation. The Lord is a person eternally. We are also a person. In 10 minutes we are going to have meals actually. Yeah, please. You can go and come also if you want, no problem. So this is like Krishna is a person. We are also a person. We are also eternal persons only. We are also eternal. The body is not eternal. What we have to do is, we are also eternal, but the body is not going to be eternal. But Krishna's body, Krishna's soul, everything is same. That is why the Arjuna's question where we discussed, where Krishna, he can remember everything and we can't remember. Because Krishna does not change his body, we change our bodies. That is why we forget actually. Even within the body only we forget. That is another special feature of our Kali Yuga, because same body is not changing, but even within the body, we don't know what happened yesterday or day before yesterday. That also we forget actually. That is a special Leela. And now the personality of Godhead appeared in Vrindavan as son of Mother Yashoda, who bound the Lord with rope just as an ordinary mother binds a material child. So this is Krishna. Krishna likes that. No? Krishna performs because everybody is worshipping Krishna, offering flowers. But Krishna wants somebody like he's a kind of a, for Krishna it becomes a little bit monotonous. No? Everybody is worshipping, everybody is offering like that. Krishna sometimes he wants is somebody can chastise me. Somebody can punish me. But who can punish Krishna? Nobody can punish. Bhagavan, he is Supreme Lord. Who can punish him? But Krishna selects somebody, okay, the very fortunate, very blessed person. So now you become my mother, you become my father. So that way, like they also come and they perform these wonderful pastimes with Krishna and they enjoy. That propensity is there. So like a father plays with the child, correct? mother plays with the child. That propensity is there. So that propensity is there in Krishna also. Everything, see, whatever we have, it is there in Krishna in the absolute form. In us, it is in a perverted form. Our problem is like here in the material world, it is in a perverted form. But in Krishna, everything is in the absolute form. So now, Prabhupada concludes here in this sloka, he appears his own form. And unintelligent men think of him an ordinary person. This is the problem. When Krishna appears, some people think, no, he was just like an ordinary person. He just, because in Mahabharata, in the whole battlefield of Mahabharata, Krishna was there from the beginning, and then not all of them understood Krishna. Only very few people. Pandavas, Bhishmadev, Dronacharya, Kuntidev, Maharani, like some other people. But others thought, no, Krishna is ordinary, or Kshatriya boy. He's just a warrior, maybe. He's some capacity is there. That's it. They understood only like that only. But Krishna appeared like that, but he is not just like a warrior or Kshatriya or something. He is beyond all of that. That is why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Janma karma chame divyam. Krishna says, Krishna's janma, Krishna's karma are divyam. Divyam, what is divyam? Transcendental. Transcendental means they are not, no material tinge in that. Janma karma chame divyam yovam eveti tattvataha. Yes, somebody understands that in tattvataha, in truth, tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjana. That person, if he understood everything in truth, that he does not have to take birth again into this material world. What a guarantee, what a wonderful offering from Krishna. This is what we have to understand. By performing bhakti yoga, by performing and doing bhakti to Krishna, we can understand Krishna's body is eternal. Actually, our body is also, we have eternal body also. So we are entitled for that also. But by just performing this bhakti and understanding that Krishna's body, janma, Krishna's activity, everything is transcendental, then we also go back to him. So that's why we have to understand this bhakti process is very, very powerful. Bhakti process, even though it may seem like we are just doing some regular activities, some bowing down, doing this and tulasi and taking some charnamrita, these activities may seem like very simple activity. Yeah, activities are simple, but the result is very, very potent. You have some question, Mataji? Yes. Sorry? Yeah. 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 Krishna, that is why Krishna says he is, sorry, we didn't discuss the sloka. Next sloka, he says, Krishna, why he appears? He says, I am appearing and my sweet will, Atma Mayaya. He is appearing as his own. We are forced by karma. Krishna is not forced by karma. Krishna appears in this world to perform this Leela. Ours is suffering or whatever we are doing, but Krishna is not like a, Krishna is Leela. That's why he says after the sloka, Bahuni me vetitani janmani tavasarjuna tani aham sarva vetani natvam veta parantapa. So that means both you and I have taken many, many births. I do remember everything, you do not remember. The next sloka after that, Krishna says, this is what I appear. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. I appear on my sweet will. Krishna's sweet will. Krishna, nobody can force Krishna. He comes so that he can come and associate with devotee, paritranaya sadhunam, vinasaya dushkritam, dharma samsthavanardaya. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared yesterday. He appeared for different reasons, external reasons, internal reasons, so many things. But it is not controlled by anything. He's like a sweet will. He's like a sweet will. He comes like a governor. Governor has to come to this one place. So he doesn't need any permission, or any queen has to come to a particular. She doesn't need any permission from anyone. Can I come? Or she can come, because same way Krishna, he comes even though he is not obligated, but he comes to give the association to the devotees actually. So that way, this process we have to take it very seriously actually. So starting very easily, simple chanting Hare Krishna, bowing down, taking this Charnamrita, and now everybody is waiting, Prasadam, already it's 9 o'clock. So Prasadam, by doing this, how this movement was formed, what Prabhupada did, Same thing. Started like giving gulab jamun, prasadam. By taking Krishna prasadam, what are the purification happens actually? That is why that's a process. Other things will come later. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam will come later. But anyway, you have come before here. So that's good. This is also good only. This is also Krishna Prasad only. So this way, slowly and steadily, we are building up our Sukruti. Sukruti is built up. Now, one day, the Sukruti quota will be there. That's it. Like you are ready. No credit, no debit. No credit, no debit. What will happen? We have to close the account actually. There is no credit, no debit. Same way, no punya, no papa, all devotional activities only, you go back to the spiritual world. That day will come. Don't think that we are talking something imaginary or some fairy tale. No? Like, yes, it will come. You engage your activities in remembering Krishna. Srila Prabhupada gives an example. When you put the iron rod into fire, what will happen? You have to be attentive. What will happen? If you put iron rod into fire, what will happen? Huh? No, the iron rod, simple, yeah. You put iron rod into fire, the rod will become hot. One time it will become red hot. So at that time you call that iron rod or fire? Or what do you call that? Still iron rod. But it has all the capacity to burn because it become a completely red hot fire. Same way, this body may be material. This body is material. No doubt, we know that. But if this body is used in the service of the Lord, 24/7, like Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is about to pass away. At that time, completely, the whole body is like from bodily point of view, he was very, very, the situation was not good. But he could remember everything is going around by the will of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Even at that time, a little bit of headache only, we just write in the message, I'm not coming, please somebody do this, that. Some little bit headache, little bit of a toothache, little bit of a thorn has pricked. So immediately we put a message, I can't do. But Prabhupada was almost completely, very situation is very bad from a material point of view. But at that time also he could remember. Why? Because the whole body is used in the service of the Lord. So finally because there is nowhere else to go. Thinking about Krishna, always meditating on Krishna. So where else you will go? But if you remember something else, then you have to go there. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Your thought process has to be fixed. Yam vapi smaran bhavam. Because if you leave the body thinking about me, you will come back to me. So that is why the human life is an opportunity so where we can practice this. The temple is a place where we can come and then meditate. That's fine, do this all. And go home and continue that also. It's not like here only in temple we do and home do something completely different, a dance or something, different things. Same activity will be done there also. So like this, keep on doing this activity, then end of this life, we go back to Krishna. So let's stop here. If there is any questions or comments or anything else you want to add, please let me know. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
I had this wrong perception earlier before I got all this knowledge that Lord Rama and Lord Krishna are taken, as an ordinary birth, and then because of practice they become Krishna, and then finally they convert. So similarly, like I had this wrong perception that we can also become like Krishna.
Yeah.
But then I got to know that we until even though we are eternal.
Yes.
Yes,
the individuality is maintained all the time. Here, conditioned state also, even the liberated state also, the individuality is always maintained actually. So it's not like once you become liberated, the liberation does not mean that we lose our individuality. The spiritual world also, we maintain the same individuality. Yes, that is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. From beginning of Bhagavad Gita is that only. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, bro. Thank you. Krishna's mercy. Yeah. Now we have to do some seva and then finish our business. Yeah.